Hey, here's a video about grooming maintenance that you guys can do with your dog at home in between trips to the groomer. So have you ever noticed that there's certain aspects of your dog's grooming that tends to last a little bit longer than others? So maybe the overall length of your dog's hair is okay, but there's certain areas of the body where there seems to have been overgrowth. So those areas tend to be the face, like the eye area and the bangs that grow down. And also off of the muzzle, you have the hair that grows up into the eye as well that collects with tear duct debris and can build up there on your dogs. Also, their feet. Some dogs have hair that grows in between their paw pads, certain breeds, and that can also get stopped up with debris and cause mats and knotting. But at the very least, that overgrowth can create a covering and affect your dog's traction on their paw pads. So it kind of acts like a sock when it's not clipped down. And then you have their ears. So ear hygiene is also a really big thing. And certain dogs have hair that grows in the ear that needs to be tended to, but at the very least, all dogs need to have their ears cleaned on a regular basis. So this video addresses all those items and we'll show you how we get it done. So our dog's bangs and eye hair can also get overgrown in between grooms. So you see all the hair kind of coming down into his face and the hair coming up into his eyes. So I'm gonna just show you a really quick way when you're at home to kind of clean that up for them. Okay, so to clear up some of this bang hair, what we're gonna do is comb everything forward. And then you're gonna cut what goes past the eye. And then when we're tending to this area right here, all the hair that goes up and over the eye like that, same thing, you're gonna comb everything up and then cut what goes in front of the eye. And so that really opens up the eye a whole lot for your dog. And you can also avoid some of that debris buildup that happens right off of their tear ducts. From this angle, you can see I'm basically combing everything forward. Oh, thank you. And then cutting everything that goes over the eye. So long-haired dogs have hair that grows in between their paw pads. And this hair over time will actually cover their paws and they don't have very good traction on their feet. So this can cause your dog to slip, especially if you have hardwood floors or anything like that. The other thing though is that at times debris can get caught up in between your dog's feet. And with the hair, it starts to mat. So it actually creates these really, really big knots in between the toes. So that can also be uncomfortable. So you wanna make sure that you tend to this hair and trim it out to make sure that none of that stuff occurs for your pup. So you take a clipper. I have a 30 blade on there. You just lift up the dog's foot and just trim. And you go flat right over the paw. So now your dog has a paw that is much more exposed. They'll get better traction and you won't get debris caught up inside. So cleaning a dog's ear can be a pretty easy task unless they have this hair that grows inside of their ear here. And so some dogs need to have that plucked out. And another option is just to comb it and clip it through. So we're gonna show you how to pluck this guy's ear hair. And what I wanna do is just comb everything forward. And then we take a powder, an ear powder that helps get grip on the hair. Put a little bit in his ear and just kind of mush it around there. It's technical, mush. And then what we do is we just pluck it out like that. And what that's gonna do is give some oxygen to the ear canal, because all of the debris in the ear tends to get stuck on this hair. So we pluck it out like that. And then you can see that the ear canal is much more open. So that can be healthier for the dog. Some dogs are really sensitive to having their ears plucked, and in those cases, you can clip it with a clipper instead, combing everything out and clipping it. The next thing you want to do is clean the ear with solution. So we just take a little cotton swab with ear solution, and we're just going to go in the part of the ear that we can see and clean all of that out. Then you can take another swab and do this top portion here. And that helps give your dog good ear hygiene.